Audio Jungle.
All right, we're talking weather. Tropical Depression 4 has been what we've been talking about since late this afternoon. New developments with it now.
Yeah, we're still getting information from the National Hurricane Center. The official forecast comes down 11 p.m., Keith, but we do have new warnings issued from the National Hurricane Center. Tropical storm warnings just now issued for the southeastern Bahamas and the central Bahamas. That also includes the Turks and Caicos. So not a big surprise. It's been interacting with those islands for several hours, and it just indicates the Hurricane Center does believe this will upgrade to Tropical Storm Cristobal sometime tomorrow. It's still disorganized, but the fact that these warnings have been posted lets us know that there's a pretty good indication that that's going to try and strengthen between now and tomorrow. It's a depression currently, but it likely will be that tropical storm tomorrow. Sustained winds are 35 miles an hour, moving northwest at about 9, and generally expected to head off towards the north-northwest over the next 12 to 24 hours. It's expected to slow down a little bit, so that means we have more time to watch it. This is the advisory from 5 p.m. We don't have the 11 p.m. cone in yet, but still generally to the east of Florida. So as long as this verifies, we don't have to have it worried about a direct impact, but the fact that it's going to be close will increase the surf. We'll have rip currents, and swells also will be an issue. We'll have a much better feel for how this is going to play out for us later tomorrow, and especially the first part of next week. But tonight, all things are quiet across central Florida. Little muggy out there, 81 degrees. There's no winds, but it was a record day today with the heat. It was 97 in Daytona today. That shattered their old record. Currently in the 70s and 80s now. I expect us to be back into the mid to upper 90s again tomorrow, close to some records, if not breaking them. Now, we did get some storms that did offer a little relief from the heat. We'll see about a 30% chance of the coverage tomorrow. Sea breeze will be in play, but this time it's going to be stacked up along the west side of the state, so more along the western coastline of Florida and back towards our western viewing area as the sea breeze gets penned from that northeast flow tomorrow. So here's a look at our computer models. The rain chances will stack up nicely right there. There's that sea breeze collision and heading back towards the west. Just a little bit too early to say if we're going to have direct impact from that tropical depression. Of course, we'll have a much better idea tomorrow. 77, our low for tonight, clear and muggy, back up to about 96 tomorrow, near record territory again. Extended forecast keeps it really warm next week, and it looks like the rain chances will be going back up, so that we'll also get a little break from the heat. Stick around. We've got more news after this. All right, we're going to take a look at the tropics now, and we're going to shift our attention to the Atlantic Ocean. Things are quiet here close to home, but in the Atlantic, there's a couple of waves we're watching. Hurricane Center thinks this little cluster of storms right here could develop over the next couple of days. We'll, of course, let you know. Sunshine, and believe it or not, guys, we actually had a cold front moving through the area. It's what we call a dry front, because really it doesn't bring any rain, but certainly it's going to bring in some lower humidity for us over the next couple of days. Here's our cold front as it continues to pull towards the south. There was just a little area of disturbed weather that was ahead of it. That brought in all that stormy weather on Friday, and now it pushes to the south. So we're going to start to see some lower dew points, lower humidity levels, and a little break in the numbers and the heat, but not by much, but certainly a welcome change. As we take a look at our radar, nothing going on statewide, pretty quiet. We have just a few stray showers down to the south of us, and the rain chances actually for the next couple of days will be pretty low as we deal with this slightly drier air mass. Believe it or not, though, we're still under full sunshine in Orlando, so we've got 90 degrees at this hour. Tonight we're going to cool off pretty quickly into the 70s, and as we get into the overnight, we'll be right around 70 at 5 a.m. and then about 8 a.m. we're going to climb back into the lower 70s, but another warm day is in store for us. Dry to boot. We're keeping things pretty dry for the next 24 to 48 hours. As you look at our computer model, things, nothing out there. Just a slight chance of rain at the coast, and we'll take a look at your extended forecast. That's all coming up in just a few minutes.
We took the Tonight Show. We came from New York. We are here in Florida, in Orlando. It's so much fun. We're doing it all right here in beautiful, beautiful, sunny Florida.
Heavy downpour, small hail, lightning strike.
Beautiful. Why do we think now? We came now to come to find. We've been having so much.
tape from Orlando?
I sure do.
Let's take a look at your report.
Okay.
And the center is about 257 miles away from Orlando.
Oh my gosh, this looks like kind of hard. Like she was really good. First of all, can I just tell you, just from, you know, man to lady, great shoes. Do you ever get really mad that like the viewers at home never see your shoes? That would make me furious. You know what I'm excited about being on the news? Those like newsy like montage openers.
With Wendy Chioggi, Jim Payne.
And we're all happy.
Oh my God, you're thrilled.
We're so happy.
Yeah, this is how it should look.
Wait till
Ready?
you see
This is how it should look.
I look like
you should be surprised. Okay. Like you don't expect it. The camera.
All right, here to tell you one of the wildest weather weeks in Central Florida in a long time. We had the crazy cold, and today we had many places that were close to records.
Yes, we tied 2 records today, which helped fuel our storms. We're going to be cooler tomorrow. 2 days of some nice weather, Keith, before another cold front comes in. Usually we get about a week or 5 days. 5 to 7 days is the average of cold fronts this time of the year, but we've really been ticking these off about every 2 to 3 days. So it's been an unusual ride in the weather department for sure, but certainly it was a warm one today. As I mentioned, 2 records were tied today. That was in Orlando and Daytona Beach. 86 in Orlando today, if you can believe it. 84 in Daytona Beach. We didn't get to the record in Melbourne, but certainly very warm at 84 degrees. But tomorrow you can shave off a good 15, maybe even close to 20 degrees. We'll be in the low 70s tomorrow, so it'll be a nice change for us. And then we've got another warm day Monday before another cold front arrives on Tuesday. All things good for the grass out there the next couple of days. Rainfall, boy, when it came fast and quick tonight. We had about an inch of rain in some areas. The metro area of Orlando really saw a big downpour earlier, and then that moved right along into Oviedo, back towards the beaches as well. Severe weather was a problem, of course, in Marion County, Lake County, Alachua County earlier. I haven't had any reports from damage from the National Weather Service just yet, but certainly saw a round of these strong storms. We'll see those skies clear tonight, though. Back to normal temperatures tomorrow, and then another cool down, a stronger one actually comes into play by the middle part of the week when temperatures will be into the 60s for daytime highs. All right, there's our cold front again. It's just about off the coast of Florida. About another hour it should be out of here, and then we'll have high pressure building in behind it. Beautiful day sets up for tomorrow. Should start off with full sunshine, and then watch our computer model. We'll take this all the way out to Tuesday and watch our little area of low pressure spinning up here in the Gulf. Going to drag a cold front across Tuesday with your rain chances at about 30 to 40%. We'll see how this plays out. Might be a little higher than that. We'll tweak the forecast throughout the weekend, and then we're going to see another cool down, as I mentioned, by the middle part of the week. But for tonight, we'll still have the clouds out there. The rain is ending. Temperatures should be in the lower 60s, so we'll be a bit cooler, but not a lot. And then tomorrow, sunny skies turning cooler with a daytime high of 73. Our winds will be out of the north to the northwest at about 10. And here's your extended forecast. This takes you through the 7 days. The rain chance is pretty low on Monday. It's a warm afternoon with a high temperature of 80 degrees. Our next cold front, as I mentioned, is Tuesday. Got about a 30 to 40% chance of the rain then. And then the cooler weather comes in Wednesday and Thursday. High temperatures in the mid 60s. And we could even tweak these numbers, you guys. Some of the models are hinting at 30s on Thursday morning. So we'll see if that actually pans out. In the meantime, should be a beautiful week, a little bit on the cool side, but I think folks will like it.
Day, sunny, comfortable, little rain to start. I was like, what is this?
I know.
And then the clouds rolled out.
You were about to blame the weather people again.
We have only love for you. It's the day after Valentine's.
That's right. We like that, Keith. And it was a warm day. Keith, check this out. This is our almanac for today. And normally we're about 74 degrees. We got to 72 after a pretty cloudy start to the day. We were wondering if those clouds were going to move out, and of course they did. We had a morning low of 47, but we will be chillier than that tomorrow. Expecting low 40s, and some folks will be in the upper 30s. That's folks that are north of Orlando, pretty much. Marion, Alachua, Flagler, you are going to be in that pocket of some cooler weather. No rain out there, of course. It's going to be clear across Central Florida. In fact, the forecast is rain-free for about the next 6 to 7 days. Keep your fingers crossed that holds. I think it will. It looks like we've got a nice weather pattern setting up. Northwest winds are funneling in tonight, so the temperatures are going to drop pretty quickly as we get through this evening. We're expecting those to tumble, as I mentioned, in the 40-degree range as we head towards sunrise tomorrow. And then we'll warm nicely after that, but it will be a chilly go with no clouds out there to warm us up. So here's your planner for tonight. 57 at 8 p.m. About 51 at late night hour if you're going to be up real late at 2 o'clock. 48 degrees as you head towards sunrise. 44, mostly clear, and then we'll warm to about 48. So it's going to be cool tomorrow morning for sure. And then we're going to be even warmer tomorrow than we were today. So we'll detail the rest of that forecast, get you updated on what's going on next week in just a few minutes.
Speaking of going to your head, you have an interesting observation about lightning.
Yes, talking about myths when I go to talk to schools. This is a myth that many people don't know, that actually a lightning bolt can be as thin as the hair on your head.
And it could still do damage.
It still can do damage. Yeah, oh yeah. This has got 50,000 degrees of electricity running through it. So I always have kids pull a hair out and say, guess what? Your lightning bolt can be that small as well.
That is something else.
Right?
Yeah.
They didn't say that.
No. That's why we have meteorologist Leslie Hudson with us.
I think it's an interesting fact. It's pretty neat. It's not common, but it certainly is possible, Keith. Speaking of thunderstorms, oh boy, do we have plenty of those with crystal ball as we take a look at it here on our satellite picture, and it's showing our radar, and it looks pretty well organized. The National Hurricane Center does think this will become a hurricane probably in the next 24 to 36 hours, but look at this long arm of showers way off towards the east. The center right about here, it's been moving slowly through the Caribbean and now into the southeastern Bahamas. The winds are sustained at 45 miles an hour, moving north at about 5. It will eventually pick up its forward motion, but really battering the Turks and Caicos Islands right now, and of course the southeastern Bahamas, where there is a tropical storm warning. In terms of waves, well, we've seen those not really increase all that much. I do expect these to go up tomorrow. They're about 2 feet right now. There is Cristobal down there, and as it gets a little bit closer to Florida, it parallels Florida, our surf will kick up to about 5 to 6 feet. So expect to see that tomorrow for the boating forecast. It's going to be rough offshore. Swells will be picking up as well as rips. We also have a backdoor cold front. We don't normally get these in the summer months. Those are the backdoor fronts that come from the northeast, from New York and up in that area, and come all the way down to Florida. It's not going to cool us off, but it's going to help trigger some storms for us as we head into the day tomorrow. So rain chances up just a bit for us tomorrow, but not too much, about 30 to 40%. Meanwhile, temps are in the 80s and some folks in the upper 70s. Will not change this too much as we head through the overnight, just a few degrees as we get towards the morning. Wanted to show you the records. We actually tied a record in Melbourne today, and we're just 1 degree away from breaking a record in Daytona. It was 98 today in Orlando, 99 at Executive Airport. Unbelievably hot weather today, and it looks like we're going to get a break tomorrow because of the enhanced rain chances. They will be coming along the west side of central Florida and kind of stack up over there. That's where we'll favor those showers thanks to that northeast wind, which will stay with us for a couple of days as Cristobal moves off towards the north. So here's our old front. It stays just to the south of us as we get into the afternoon tomorrow. Going to bring the rain chances again through 30 to 40% over the next day or so. Meanwhile, tonight, no big changes. 77, clear and muggy, headed up back up to about 93, so we'll be a few degrees cooler tomorrow. That'll be a nice change after 99 today in Orlando. There's your extended outlook. We'll keep temps in the lower 90s. So far, we're going to keep those rain chances pretty normal this time of the year, around 30 to 40%. And Keith has more news for you right after this break.